Hello everyone. Today we're going to make a very simple leek soup, and I have 3 cloves of garlic, 2 small bay leaves, a parsnip, 3 stalks of leek, 3 medium-sized carrots, a lemon, and 2 potatoes. I'm going to add pepper later. I'm going to add one little cayenne pepper, small there, and then I'm going to add some vegetarian soup base, which I bought at the Vietnamese store. This is a very nice one, but any kind of vegetarian soup base will do. You can also, of course, also use chicken bouillon or bone broth for those of you who are meat eaters. And then here is a lemon. I'm going to use a little bit of lemon peel, and I'm also going to use half a lemon to put in there. First, going to clean the vegetables. I have cleaned my leek very thoroughly, and they're all done. So at this point, there are several ways that you can cut them, but since I'm going to make a soup that I am going to puree with the stick blender, I'm simply going to cut them in fairly large sizes, put them back in the colander. If you don't want to blend your soup later, then you should obviously make it a lot smaller. I'm going to rinse it one more time, because as I said, especially the ones that I bought today were particularly sandy. You do not want to have sand in your soup. It's not going to kill you, but well, it's a crunch we don't want to have. So it's about 5 minutes later, and we know that the leeks have started to caramelize, even though you may not see them brown, and you don't want to see them brown, but they start to sizzle. And at that point, we're simply going to dump all our ingredients in there. There go the potatoes. And again, everything is fairly coarsely chopped here, simply because of the fact that I'm going to blend it. Some people don't like blended soups. In that case, cut it all very small and you'll be fine. So I'm just going to stir this for a moment, and then I'm going to add my bouillon. As you can see, to the bouillon that I prepared, I put the bay leaves just to pre-soak them, making sure that all the yummy goodness comes from the bottom. And there we go. I'm going to add half a lemon. In you go. Good. And at this point I'm going to add a little bit of spice. These are guindillos. They are cayenne peppers, and as you can see here in Catalan they call them bichos, which is basically bugs, and they bite. They are really spicy. So 2 of these will be plenty to give a good kick to this soup. If you like it less kick, do 1, and if you're not a spicy eater, some of you are not, just leave them out. I'm also going to give the soup a good amount of freshly ground pepper, black pepper. Now black pepper is not very spicy and also tends to lose its spice over cooking. If you put in white pepper, that's a different story. White pepper is actually very spicy and also has a very particular flavor. So this was a good, let's say, half a teaspoon of black pepper, but it gives it a wonderful flavor. So this is all for now. We're going to put the lid on and we're going to let this cook for a little while. And I'm looking at this right now. I'm going to add more water. I'm going to add at least half a liter more, so it's a liter and a half of soup. It also probably means that I'm going to have to add a little bit of bouillon later. But like I said, it's much easier to add salt later than to take it out. As a matter of fact, you can't take it out. So the lid is on. We let this come to a nice boil, a rolling boil. Right now you can put it on high for just a moment. And the moment it boils, you basically turn it on to low and you let it simmer for about 15 minutes or until the potatoes are done and the carrots are done. And then we're going to blend it. So the ingredients are cooked right now. I turned off the gas. Or if you're cooking electric, make sure it cools off a little bit. And with the stick blender right now, we're going to puree this. Be very careful. Put it on low first. You don't want it to splatter because that stuff is going to burn otherwise. Make sure that if you don't wear glasses, you really cover your eyes with something. Some people simply use sunglasses if you have them, or some other kinds of glasses, because like I said, you really don't want this stuff to come into your face, and you never know what happens. Anyway, here we go. So it's blended right now. Mine came out a little thick, probably some more water evaporated while I was simmering it than I expected. So I put about a cup of water in, and right now you can see it's nice and creamy. It is somewhat akin to vichyssoise, which is a French leek soup, except I don't use any cream, and believe it or not, this comes out actually very creamy because of the potato and because of the olive oil, so you get kind of a nice emulsion. But of course, if you wish, you can add some sour cream. Some people like that, or heavy cream, or some people like to make it with butter instead of olive oil or avocado oil. I use plant-based oils simply because I prefer the taste. I don't like butter. But again, this is a very versatile soup. Now, if you don't have leeks, this soup potentially can also be made with other vegetables, leafy vegetables, including things like cabbage. But of course, if you like the taste of leek, then leeks are what you need to use. Finally, one of the things that you may want to leave out is if you don't like sour, I like sour, leave out the lemon. I find that makes it a little more fresh, otherwise it's kind of dull tasting with the potatoes and the leeks. But basically make your own variations on this. Like I said, it's a very easy, very nutritious soup, lots of vitamins. It's completely vegan in this case, but for people who like animal products, of course you can make this with beef stock, you can make this with other kinds of ingredients, including fish, and well, it's like one of those very nice, comforting, soul-warming soups. So, bon appetit. Serve it with some croutons, with a little bit of chopped parsley, fresh parsley, and you have a wonderful lunch soup or dinner soup, supper soup. Again, bon appetit.